Our world is a weird place, and we have some weird news stories to share with you tonight.
Welcome to the NightBlog. Hi, I'm Vlad.
I'm Jay.
We got some crazy news stories for you. And these are, we gotta let you know, these are all real. They've actually happened.
And that's what scares me the most about what we're about to read.
That's what tickles my fancy. It brings me hope in humanity to know that there are people this stupid sometimes.
Well, it makes me that, and it makes me feel a lot better about myself. I don't like, the whole thing is like, well, I'm not as bad as this guy. I'm not as bad as this guy. And I'm not just whistling Dixies. Like, I don't just like, I'm not as bad as these people. Or as weird.
I think I know what you mean by whistling Dixies, but at the same time, I don't.
I think I heard that once by a grandfather of sorts, and it stuck. It stuck with me. I think whistling Dixies, yeah. If there's a Dixie to be whistled, then you are saying something false and just putting on airs. Is putting on airs another old reference?
Probably. You know what? The 20s are coming back in 5 years.
Everything comes full circle.
All right, let's start this.
Okay.
Let's wipe that up. Dude, my hand.
Did I just spit?
You did, little spill. Good thing this isn't 4K.
Well, I was whistling Dixies a
All
little
right.
too hard. Okay.
Jay?
So, John Knudsen from Juneau, Alaska, was arrested for loitering outside of Wells Fargo. Now, what's crazy about this is he was outside the Wells Fargo and a cop came up to him and he found out that he was going to be robbing the bank when his friends got there. So he explained to him that he said, I'll be robbing the place, but I'm just waiting for my friend. So the cop was just kind of like...
Was he mean?
I don't think so. Early reports from me say that he was Canadian. So overly polite about the situation.
Okay.
He was promptly arrested.
Okay. I bet.
Thanks, Juneau, Alaska.
Thanks, Canada. You're so sweet.
You're so sweet.
Coming from the not-so-nice version of Canada, Mother Russia, in St. Petersburg, Russia, this past Christmas, there was a 12-year-old boy who was cast in the role of Joseph for a nativity play at his local church. Unfortunately, this 12-year-old boy never heard of the nativity story before this, and so when he was cast as Joseph, he thought he was cast to play Joseph Stalin.
No, wait. How do you draw that conclusion?
Well, it's probably the most famous Joseph in Russia.
Oh, Russia.
It's in Russia.
Light bulb.
And so, but I don't know what, I guess they probably indoctrinated people that Stalin was present for the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Was.
So he comes to the play the night of the performance, dressed as Joseph Stalin, and they're like, go ahead.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. So he performs as Joseph Stalin, the father of Jesus.
I'm not going to lie. I think that retelling would be pretty awesome. Depending on the twist.
Depending on the twist, yes.
Okay. So let's go jump to Saskatoon. Well, these are just my stories.
Saskatchewan, I think is how it's pronounced.
Really?
Canada, Saskatchewan.
Saskatoon is pronounced Saskatchewan.
It's Canadian.
Well, I seem very uncultured at the moment, and I apologize.
We do love you, Canada.
We do.
Of you from Canada who watch.
And we've never met before, but I think we share a mutual love for Canada.
We do.
So, Saskatchewan, Tim Hortons earlier in December of last year.
The greatest Saskatchewan donut place ever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In their 20s, they got in a heated debate with, and it was about the stupidest thing. It was about diced onions, okay? So first of all, I could see myself getting in maybe a heated debate about diced onions with you in a situation like this where we were like, let's talk about diced onions. Welcome to NightBlog. But in this situation,
I personally hate onions.
They're just mad about diced onions.
Okay.
And so the dude takes a snake and throws it behind the counter.
Where'd he get a snake?
From his pocket.
Who cares? Was this premeditated?
Listen, in Saskatchewan, they just have pocket snakes. And so he tossed one behind the counter.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, well, I don't know. But to this guy, yes.
I hate snakes. I'm not going to Saskatchewan.
So afterwards, they found the snake a little ways down the way, and he's going to be, he'll find a temporary home, which is a nice ending. And they were arrested.
Of course. Of course they were. Well, okay, we have Javerick Alexander Moore, age 40, of Greensboro, North Carolina, has just been sentenced to 2 years in prison for writing bad checks to buy $58,000 worth of stamps.
$58,000.
$58,000 worth of stamps.
Were they forever stamps?
You know, one could hope, because if not, that's such a waste of money.
Yes.
The value of that's...
And I feel like I've heard somewhere, and this might just be total hullabaloo, whistling Dixies to me, is that you can use stamps as currency. Or that they at least hold up as currency for what you paid for them.
Yeah, maybe.
But even so, that means you've just gotten $58,000 worth of $58,000.
I guess.
So he got caught.
I mean, he gets caught. We don't know what he was going to use the stamps for.
Okay.
And so he's been sentenced to 2 years. But the lawyer made sure to let the judge know in a sentencing that Javert Moore's life ambition is to own and operate a food truck in the Winston-Salem area in North Carolina.
It's kind of sweet.
Yeah. Aim high, Javerick Alexander Moore.
But one thinks that his entire dream could have been succeeded by just stealing $58,000 towards getting a food truck and a grill.
Yeah, he could have probably bought it all.
Yeah.
And just not had any debt then.
But at least now he can send a lot of letters.
He can't. Unless the Postmaster General, took them all back.
I think that's probably what happened. So, in Chicago, in America, which is just not as nice as Canada, a local man rode his bike into the local police station to report a stolen iPhone. Now, when he got there, he was like, I don't have a bike lock. Can I bring it in? The cops were like, yeah, sure, whatever, bring it in. Okay. So he brings it in, and he's sitting there filing his report, being like, I lost my iPhone, you got to sign this, whatever. And he turns around, and his bike was stolen.
From inside the police station?
Yep. So he immediately filed a second report for a stolen bike. And
dude.
Nothing, but they couldn't have been more convenient.
Bad luck Chuck, man.
Yes.
Sucks to be him.
If it was a cop that stole it was probably the same dude that stole his iPhone.
That guy should have gotten a lottery ticket that day.
It's true.
What are the chances?
Yeah. No, and there's no way he has any bad luck left that day either.
Well, he could get struck by lightning. In that regard,
I concede.
By 2 lottery
You're
tickets.
correct.
One for the Powerball, one for the Mega Millions. All right, last story of the evening. I don't think I told you this one yet. You're going to like this one.
We've never met before.
We've never met before. The University of Vermont police say 3 U of V students are accused of stealing a chicken from a Burlington fraternity house, killing it, and then eating it back in the dormitory. No charges will be filed, and there is no known motive for the theft, killing, and eating of the chicken. It's evidently marijuana does not exist in Vermont.
So this isn't that type of crime.
I don't know. Nobody knows.
2 questions.
2 answers, hopefully.
1. Is the chicken the mascot?
I think the chicken is a mascot of some kind.
Or usually do places like that just have chickens?
I went to a small little college that didn't have fraternities, so we didn't have weird inane stuff like this with mascots.
So in smaller colleges, no chickens.
No chickens.
No chickens.
Well, we had chickens. They were for the purpose of butchering and eating.
Second question.
Is it about the chickens?
Yes. How are they prepared?
I don't know. I hope they roasted it.
I hope so. Because the way you were going with it, I thought it was going to be a raw situation, and I was really worried.
I don't know. They killed it and ate it. They're in a dorm. Hopefully there's a dorm kitchen. My dorm had a kitchen.
Yep.
It was locked most of the time, so we kept burning popcorn in it and setting off the smoke alarm. And then the fire department would come. We'd all have to get out 3 a.m. We'd get mad at the kid who burnt the popcorn. We'd do an 8 a.m. class.
The chickens are getting riled up.
The chickens are getting riled up. Killed and ate a chicken.
Well, you know what?
What?
It's story time.
Story time. Jay and I have no idea what's going to be in these cards. We don't know what we're going to pull. It could be anything. Mm-hmm. So, if I hope you don't mind, I would like to start off with our hero tonight.
I would love for you to start with our hero.
So, once upon a time, and I'll let you do 2 with the villain. Once upon a time, there was a boy with no butt.
Oh, it's a sad story.
It hurt when he sat, and it hurt when he pooed.
This has to rhyme. Continue. A-B, A-B.
He wasn't that fat.
Okay, good. That's better than what I had. Mine was inappropriate.
It hurt when he sat. It hurt when he pooed. He wasn't that fat. But his best friend was Cindy Lou Who. And he lived?
And he lived in a Taiwanese forced labor ship. No wonder he didn't have a butt.
This poor kid.
This is a tough life. Okay, are we going to give him a name? Or is just a sad, nameless boy without a butt?
Sad, nameless boy with no butt. Hurt when he sat. Hurt when he poo. Wasn't that fat. and was enslaved by Cindy Lou Who.
Oh, Cindy Lou Who is the overlord, but really, it's Sniffles the diabetic bunny rabbit.
Who was just a jerk.
And you know what? I feel like Sniffles would be the one that would lose a butt because of his diabetes.
You know, you'd think, but he already had his foot taken. Sniffles, the diabetic bunny rabbit, was evil and ran the Taiwanese forced labor ship because somebody took his foot.
It's a sad story.
It's a sad
but
story.
I don't know whose side I'm actually on.
But, so one day, Sniffles, the diabetic bunny rabbit, decided that the boy with no butt was going to poison the water hole. The one source of water in their labor ship.
Now, let's just clarify that the quote here is straight out of Toy Story.
But we now know it was Sniffles.
But then we now know Sniffles was the one that poisoned the water hole that Woody was talking about in the first place. The water hole was poisoned on the Taiwanese forced labor ship that caused this boy to lose his butt.
And how unfortunate is that? But, fortunately...
Is it?
Sniffles made a death ray.
Good thing.
Because he really needed to whip the slaves in the forced labor ship and the boy with no butt into shape. Because the water hole being poisoned just wasn't enough.
Nope. So he made that death ray, and Cindy Lou Who mans it 24/7, 365.
And the boy with no butt decided he needed to act. He needed to save the day. So he came up with a plan, a solution. He decided... He found courage and a gun. And he shot Sniffles, the diabetic bunny rabbit, and wooed Cindy Lou Who. But she rejected him, and so he shot her too.
Sweet dreams.
The end.
I had to make you go into a rhyme because the way you started with rhythm was so good.
It was so good. It read
The boy with no butt, who just couldn't poo.
It hurt when he sat. It hurt when he pooed.
I was gonna say it hurt when he shat.
I would have gone with that, actually.
I was scared.
Shat at a turtle.